What used to be a normal behavior, but is considered extremely sexual now. Wearing a maid uniform. The moment housemaids became not the norm, that became sexual emo. According to my grandma, sticking your hands in your pockets. If that's sexual, then call me P-star cause my military trousers have 9 pockets. Do any of them have a hole in them that enables you to tug at your todger? I feel sure there was at least one person in every school that did that. I can't enjoy lollipops wherever anymore. That has always been sexual where I come from. Are you ducking Oompa Loompas? Before modern housing, you'd sometimes have men sleeping with each other just because there weren't enough beds to go around. I think Lincoln did this once that we know of, as well as Richard the Lionheart. Many families used to sleep together in the same room/bed in a lot of cultures because the concept of large modern houses did not exist. Yeah, because you'd have 12 people living in a 3-bedroom house. A cream pie used to be a tasty dessert. It still is. The recipe is a bit different though. Now a Boston cream pie, that's a whole different bag of marbles. You ever notice how animals like to pile up and sleep on each other? Usually with smiles, not mates. Like a bunch. Humans don't cuddle platonically. Most humans seem touch-starved as well. I would love non-sexual cuddle piles. Join the army. Wait for a cold night. People keep asking if it's hard or soft. I don't know if this is sexual, but is it sturdy or flimsy? And always avoid describing something as moist. Unless it is. Is your bread moist? Using the word daddy. Urban Dictionary had a funny example of this. Someone's young daughter in 2030. Daddy? Apostrophe. Man, do not call me that. I'm father to you. Apostrophe. Always makes me chuckle. Yeah, if I have a kid they'd have to call me bro or some shit. Spanking used to be primarily a means of disciplining children. Now society discourages the spanking of children and encourages the spanking of your partner. Does this mean divorce is on the rise because of all the corporal punishment? Having a stepsister. After my aunt married my now uncle, their single parents fell in love and got married. So they ended up becoming step-siblings. What are you doing, stepbrother? Our taxes, Gertrude. Him doing our ducking taxes. The parents change nothing. Netflix and chill. Nah. Disney Plus and thrust. Then we'll do IMAX and climax. Being an actual schoolgirl or even just wearing a plaid skirt FFS. Being an actual lumberjack or even just carrying an axe while wearing flannel FFS. Has a lumberjack and has okay. He sleeps all night and he works all day. Wearing a giant codpiece out in public. Him imagining a fish costume. Am I close? Do you want the real answer? In 2020, any form of physical contact really. I thought the movie 5 Feet Apart was some kind of porn. Telling someone that your husband gave you a pearl necklace for your birthday. What's wrong with that? Do I even want to know? Close bracket. Ah well. If you really want to know. It's a sexual thing. Nothing as bad as breaking both arms though. Honestly, I'm low-key scared to be friendly with children. Sad thing is that sometimes people are looking at you when they are your own children. Yep, I had a guy actually come up to me because I was complimenting my daughter who I haven't seen in months. She had grown like a weed and looked more like her mother and had a cute dress on. I said something like, well, your mama dressed you up all pretty just to come pick me up or something, and a dude came up and threatens to take me to security for calling a little girl pretty. Standing around in my short shorts and roller skates, sucking a banana for hours. Not bad is saying you can't eat a banana in public, but at some point, you've got to take a bite. I remember getting an email from a local spa advertising a teen facial treatment. I laughed and showed my wife. She didn't get it. Spa company in my area plays commercials on the radio. Wanna book an appointment? Call 1-800-facials. I'm not even joking. They repeat it like 12x2. I can't tell if they don't know or if they very much so do. r/think new. Being a man and talking to children. Funny related story. My son had a speech delay and wasn't talking at 2. We had a speech therapist help him, and she taught him to say his first word. So there I'm at while my tears in the basket. And he just starts yelling his new word. Help, help, help. I thought I was going to get asted for sure. Lol. Why did the therapist teach him help as his first word? Calling your parents mommy and daddy. Bruh, as a wise man once said in this comment section. I'm wondering what things used to be sexual and are now normal. Showing ankles. Anything cylindrical and rounded on the top is used as something that can be stuffed up a vagina or anus. This has been a thing since the beginning of people. We are at a losing species. Fun fact, the dildo was invented before the wheel. Priorities. Having feet in a Tarantino movie. My dad told me that when we kids were small, we were playing at a park. My dad went to use a restroom and there was a little boy inside who had an accident and the mom was outside the bathroom not sure how to help. There was no dad there. My dad offered to help get her son cleaned up and she was grateful. This was in the 80s. These days that mom would have gone in the bathroom herself before some strange man came along. I mean, even back then she should have gone in herself too. Just because your dad is a really great guy doesn't mean it's worth the risk. Being stuck in a washing machine. Yeah, because that was normal. If there's one thing I've learned from porn, it's that stepsisters are ducking idiots. Touching people on the shoulder if you're talking to them or helping them with something. For porn enthusiasts that means they instantly orgasm. Oh my god. Look at his shadow. Apostrophe. Liking animated movies with animal characters. To be fair, when Lola Bunny exists you know why they invented her. Don't forget the 1975 Robin Hood. Being a nice person. Exclamation mark. No joke. I'm sick of guys thinking I'm flirting with them just because I'm nice and naturally like to give compliments. The amount of narcissistic I know you're into me BS I get in response is wild. Edit. Since this appears to have attracted a fair bit of attention and many didn't read my second post, I'd like to clarify here as well that I was not suggesting I have an issue with men flirting with me or asking me out. I was speaking very specifically about individuals with narcissistic personality traits who, when unkind to them, think they're A, allowed to grab me and or make lewd comments and B, get angry when I reject them, to the point of denying reality and telling me that I'm wrong, and I actually clearly do like them. In short, I was not speaking about men who simply express romantic interest. Edit 2. I just wanted to acknowledge that yeah, women misread men's kind gestures too. My post wasn't intended to suggest that men do X and women don't. I was just sharing frustration from my personal experiences. Humans frequently misread others' intentions. Regardless of gender, how self-aware we are of potential misreadings, and how we choose to engage with other people is what matters. Thing is, most guys do not get compliments at all 95% of the time. So I suppose some just think you are faking compliments because you're into them. Using the word pussy when it was referring to a pussycat back then. Breaking both your arms. I also choose this man's dead wife. Well, now that's a Reddit joke I haven't heard of in a long time. Women's tennis. Sound on. Bloody Mariah Sharapova acts like she orgasms every forehand shot she plays. Not complaining though. Playing with a straw in your cup with your tongue using your tongue to guide the straw back to your mouth. Felt totally violated when I absent-mindedly did this while walking past a cafe with friends and some guy gutturally went duck look at her using her tongue on the straw. Imagine the head. It was a total 2 + 2 = 6 moment for me. What the duck? Question mark? What is wrong with people? Question mark? I'd imagine it would be weirder if you moved your head to the straw though. A classic case of banana to mouth vs mouth to banana. I'm stuck. 2 girls sharing 1 cup. Edit. Warning. Exclamation mark. If you watch it, it can never be undone. I somehow have managed to never see it. Grateful. I avoided it like the plague. Turns out I've been training for a pandemic ever since this came out. My friend was named And a few years later an ad made his name be a slang for dick. He was severely bullied in middle school. Who names a kid Schlan? Riggs in Lethal Weapon 2 saying I'm gonna duck your ass to the bad guys as a threat. In ancient Rome, this would have been both a threat and sexual. One Roman woman famously hired some thugs to rape a man she felt had insulted her. I'm gonna get your ass ducked then. Hugging another male human person. Nah, this is still okay. I hug my mates all the time. Quick squeeze. Couple of back slaps. Perfectly fine. You squeeze and slap their bottoms. A pat on the back for doing a good job. Or shoulder. Or butt. Good job on that presentation. Bro. Slap sass. Two men. Or two women. Holding hands. It used to be normal but became sexualized. Holding hands with anyone should be normalized. Honestly, I'd love to hold my best friend's hand without being asked if I'm her boyfriend. TBH though I already do this when I'm drunk. Selecting a frozen turkey for Thanksgiving. It used to be a man could just sit quietly in a chair reading a book. Not anymore. Now I'm staring at him like a drooling femme sloth thinking ooh baby. Yeah. Push those glasses up on your nose. Not long before I'm hopping on screaming read to me. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Apostrophe. What did I just read? It used to be a man could just sit quietly in a chair reading a book. Not anymore. Now I'm staring at him like a drooling femme sloth thinking ooh baby. Yeah. Push those glasses up on your nose. Not long before I'm hopping on screaming read to me. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Apostrophe. Ordering dessert. Then, want a piece of pie or ice cream? Now, give in to temptation by indulging in this decadent, mouth-tickling, better than sex cheesecake. Edit. Dessert. Not desert. Spooning. God, I love the idea of spooning. Cuddling with your friends sideways. But now I can't do it without it having any sexual undertones whatsoever. Man. I just want to cuddle horizontally. It's way more comfortable. When you said horizontally my mind immediately imagined a human plus. Like one person is vertically laying and one is horizontally. Booty meat. It used to be so mundane and usual. Eating a banana slowly while moaning loudly. Remember, banana to mouth, not mouth to banana. I cut my banana with a knife and then eat the slices just to be careful. Smashing. It used to be Austin Powers speak for awesome. Now it means ducking Snooki. Having a close, opposite gender friend while in a CIS relationship is now sexualized and called emotional cheating. Don't agree with it. Assume it's polarizing. And I'm not sure how it happened, but it's definitely a thing. Close bracket. This 100%. Lost a few longtime friends that were girls because of my ex. She always assumed something was going on even though I was friends with them for 10 years and never shared anything more than a hug. Having a gay time. Ah yes, my favorite treat. In the 50s or something it was normal to give solid dick to someone, and it meant to give advice. I doubt there's anyone who would assume you're gonna give them advice. If you said you're gonna give them solid dick, you're probably referencing the photoshopped Iron Man / Captain America panel. At no point in history has solid dick ever meant advice. How doctors used to check a patient's heartbeat before stethoscopes were made. We know they all want that shit back. I just wanna eat a banana without being judged. Walking behind a woman as a man, especially at night. Do I slow down? Or do I walk past? Either way I want to die. Breastfeeding. This. I hate it when I'm out in public and people look at me like I'm doing something wrong. I have to eat just like everyone else. Wait, what? Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.